Hi Aquarius, welcome to the Esoteric Empire. We're going to jump right into your timeless reading. Let's just go ahead and see what's happening. There we go. I feel like whatever this message is about, it's something that you don't like people knowing about, or it's something that you always try to push down and don't let anyone know what's going on about it. All right, so we have the Seven of Cups as the overall energy of this message. It's in reverse. All right. Too many options, or some of you feel like you don't have enough options. I feel like it's a really chaotic situation where there's a lot of factors, or there's a lot of variables that could easily change or easily manipulate the situation, whatever that is. Okay, so we're starting off with the Two of Cups in reverse. All right, so I feel like you can't make a decision, or you can't align your heart with your mind. Does that make sense? It's like your heart wants one thing, your brain says do another. And this is really confusing and conflicting for you as an Aquarius, because you're usually super decided, like you already have your mind made up about something, but for whatever reason it's like both halves of yourself are just separating from each other and you can't figure out how to mesh them. Okay, so you can't make a decision, or you can't come to terms with something. The Star, here you are in the middle of your spread. It's about you. This is something that it could be like you want to decide what you want to do with your life, or it's something where you can't decide on whatever this is. It's like you can't come to terms with something about yourself. And then Two of Wands in reverse. So you're not limited, but the way you're acting is showing that you are. Like you can't make a decision. So what this means to me is you feel like you have your hands tied behind your back, but you don't. You literally can do what you want to do about the situation, but you can't make a decision. And I feel like it's hurting you because you always know the Aquarius always knows. Like you already have your mind made up on whatever else is going on in your life. But with this, you cannot pick a side to save your life. And for whatever reason, I think that it is, hindering you or slowing you down. This is weird. It's almost like you're mad that you can't make a decision, but you're the only thing holding yourself back from making a decision. Okay, let's get deeper. This is confusing. But I feel like this is how you feel with the situation. You're like, I don't understand it. It makes no sense. All right, past life connection card. Leaving or travel. Okay, so with this card, you used to be a person, or you still are a person, that you don't like to confront situations. It's easier for you to leave it alone. You probably don't like to commit to certain things, or when the going gets tough, you're like, fuck this, okay? And I feel like this is a situation now, whatever this problem is, you can't do that. You can't just leave it, or you won't let yourself do that. Because I feel like in normal situations, especially with this Two of Wands and the Star card here, you definitely would be like, I don't want to deal with this, so I'm not going to deal with this. But for whatever reason, this is something where you can't just drop it and go. Like you have to confront it, or you have to deal with it, or it's something that doesn't just disappear. And so I feel like that's the only reason why you're actually being forced to deal with this. Let's see. I want to know, what more is this about, though? Like, what is all of this stemming from? It could also be an identity thing. Like you can't come to terms with something that you are or are not. And for whatever reason, you can't come to terms with it. That's the best way I can say it. Okay, let's get a little bit deeper. For some of you, it also could be looks. Like you can't, you won't accept how you look, or you won't accept who you are. Is this something you've struggled with for a long time, or it's something that you won't deal with? You know what I'm saying? Especially with this leaving or travel. Like you won't deal with this. But I think that's what's really making this a bigger issue. So, you feel like you're not thinking about it, so it's out of sight, out of mind. But it's no, the more you don't think about this, you're really just adding, you're weighing yourself down. Especially with this card here, the bag lady. You have all these issues and baggage, because instead of throwing away the old things, you want to keep it locked down in the basement or in the attic or in the garage, whatever. This is strange. Okay. Because I feel like even with saying all of this, I can't unearth what you're actually dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how you deal with it. You don't even confront it. You act like it doesn't exist. Okay. Let's see. patience and planning. So this has a lot of similarities with this card here, the Two of Wands. I actually feel like whatever situation you're dealing with, you're at the last stage of it. It's kind of like do or die. Like if you don't do this now, it's either going to always eat away at you, or you're going to miss the opportunity for whatever like you want that you won't let yourself have. It's almost like you've been told you're not supposed to have this, or that's not right, or something like that. With this patience and planning. Okay, so looking at this card, I feel like, remember I was saying all of this is like chaotic energy with the Seven of Cups in reverse, right? I feel like you've always been structured, or you've always had a certain way of doing things, and now you want to do something a little different or very different for yourself. And this is something you've always felt, but you won't do it. Whether this is like going a different route in a career or something else, it doesn't matter. It's like you were structured in this, and now you want to go left with it or something. And I don't know. It's like you want to do it, but you can't. Or you feel like you're not supposed to. It's almost like if somebody else were trying to tell an Aquarius what to do or like how to think about something, but you're doing that to yourself. You're trying to convince yourself you can do something or you should do something. But we all know Aquariuses, once they have their mind made up, you can't really change how they think. They have to change their own mind. And so you're literally going through the same thing that other people go through with you. Trying to change your own mind or trying to conform to something that you want to do. But your mind is like, no, we're not doing that. This is very interesting. Okay. I feel like some of you actually have a twin too. That's interesting. I don't think I've ever gotten like the message that somebody's a twin. All right, so let's see. What attitude do you need to have in order to rectify the situation? All right, we got the 2 cards. So equilibrium. So if you're at odds with another person, I think you do need to mend or at least compromise or what's the word I'm looking for? Agree to disagree. So it doesn't mean that you have to literally transform, but there is a certain element of compromising and trying to be harmonious that I feel like definitely needs to happen with this situation. I also feel like there needs to be a conversation had. I think that it needs to be authentic. I think it needs to be somewhere where you're comfortable. And with whoever it is, I feel like there's somebody that you're comfortable with. So you need to just go ahead and have that conversation. The next card we have is conflict, okay? So in order to get to that place of equilibrium, conflict is going to be had. So I definitely feel like instead of avoiding whatever confrontation that you feel like you're not supposed to have, it is going to happen. It's almost inevitable. But I feel like that's also going to show you, like for example, because I can't really put it into words, but if this is a situation with someone else, I think in order for you to really see how you truly feel about the situation, there needs to be a conversation. Because I feel like within that conversation, instead of you just being like, fuck it, I don't want to talk about it, there's going to be a sense where you actually speak and say why you feel the way you feel. And that alone is going to make whatever stance you have concrete. Like you're going to actually tell yourself why you feel like you should be righteous in this, or why you feel like this should happen, because you're telling someone else. It's kind of like whenever something happens to you and you never talk about it, but when you say it out loud, it makes it real, and it makes it like, damn, okay, that's the answer. That's the truth to the matter. You have to go through that by kind of going through that weird convo that you really don't want to have with yourself or this other person. So yeah, and it's going to teach you to be like, it's going to take courage, but I feel like that's what's needed in this situation, because ultimately the reason why you're going through this is because you're not courageous enough to stand by what you feel. You feel like there's too much to go, it's too deep to try to rectify or too deep to try to understand. So you're like, I'm just not going to even worry about it. So I think you know exactly what I'm talking about, Aquarius. If you need, help on the situation, or just, more guidance on a spiritual level on what's going on, you can email me for that. If you want to see more videos like this, you can subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so that you are notified when I upload for your sign. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. I really, really hope that it helped. I know that it helped, and I'll see you in my next video.